every time you're in a room with 110 or 1,000 people, you will start to notice, you are able to notice if you're nervous, the people who are not tuned in, tapped in, and turned on by what you're talking about. So, how would you get past that? What are your tips for really delivering a phenomenal talk and foolproofing against that one person who's sitting there with their arms crossed in the room?
So I really have 3 points that I always try to make whenever I'm teaching, because I teach all of the charity auctioneers for Christie's Auction House. And as you can imagine, if you hate public speaking, getting on stage without a script with a room of 500 people who are talking and not paying attention to you and trying to command that audience is pretty much your worst nightmare. So what I always say to people before they get on stage, think about this. The audience wants you to succeed. The audience is sitting there wanting you to have a good performance. Because as I said before, nobody wants to watch someone shifting through an awkward moment, someone who hates to speak, someone whose voice is shaking and they're turning bright red. So if you are not the kind of speaker who feels confident when you get out there, get the audience on your side. Tell them you're a nervous public speaker. It's fine. It is a human emotion. 99% of the people seated in front of you can probably relate. And if something goes wrong when you're on stage, use it to your advantage. As a charity auctioneer, if a plate drops off of a waiter's tray in front of me, I say, well, now the party started, here we go. Everything that goes wrong for me is an opportunity to make the audience on my side and to win them over. So don't forget that. Mistakes, issues that take place, work them into your speech. Do not get scared of them. The second thing, and when I open my book, I talk about this because I stand backstage, as I said, right? And that adrenaline is coursing in and I'm getting fidgety, as we all do, those of us who speak a lot, right? The adrenaline's coming in, you can feel it coming in. And I think to myself, all right, this is the energy I'm going to use when I get on stage, but I need to be able to channel that energy, right? So when I walk out on stage as an auctioneer, I have in my right hand my gavel. And I spread my notes and I slam that gavel down 3 times and I say the same thing every single time I start. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lydia Fenet. I'm here from Christie's Auction House. I'm looking forward to a very short auction, unless you don't bid, in which case we're going to be here all night. The joke will always change, but the beginning of that sentence is always the same. So if nerves are what you are concerned about, find your strike method and then figure out what that sentence is to make sure that you don't even have to think about it, right? So if for me, it's that gavel. For you, it could be holding onto the podium and tapping it 3 times as if to say, here we go, before you start. What is your first line? Memorize it. Use it every time, and that helps you get into the speech.